Welcome. Today we're going to be discussing the technique Dance of Darkness, its history, its execution, some of the things that go wrong during its execution, and things you should know and ways to fix or compensate for those issues. So let's start out with the history. The history of this technique was it was pulled out of 4. So it was originally in form 4, and the purpose it's there, or the reason it's there, is because it picks up a lot of the figure 8 patterns that are in the theme of form 4. So the first thing that can go wrong is you try executing the technique the way it's done in the form. You don't want to do that. Again, the form is picking up the themes. In reality, self-defense, you don't have to pick up themes. You have to be effective and efficient, right? So let's start out with the attack. The attack is going to be a multiple attack with the low and the high, both with the majors. So he's got a right front kick and a right step through punch, and this is done from a ready stance. So it's called Dance of Darkness because typically darkness means from a zone of obscurity. We're typically getting attacked from the back. So if you notice in this instance, we can see him. He's not really in the darkness. So why is it called darkness? Because we're going to be going to their darkness, because it's the opposite concept where we're now going to be behind them. So that was going to bring us to the short version of the technique, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So the attack is he comes in with the kick. We're going to step back, do the downward parry, the inward parry. Now in the form, again, we're picking up this figure 8, and then if you notice, we're outside the arm blocking below the elbow, so we go pick up the elbow and then get to the shoulder. The problem with that is I've done 4 different moves and I haven't really done anything to my opponent. So the better way to do this, or a more sophisticated way to do this, would be to do the block and then attack the arm as I deliver the eye poke immediately. So think of this like snapping twig with my hand switched and more an upward diagonal instead of horizontal. So I'm pulling the arm with my left, and I'm pushing the elbow away with my right, all as I go straight for my eye poke. And then again, this would be where the short version ends. I gouge and I leave on his zone of obscurity. I'm behind him and I'm in the dark. But we're going to continue with the technique. Let's switch to this angle. So as he comes in, I get the block, I get the execution, and now I'm behind him. So the next thing that can go wrong here, I deliver my 2 punches. And again, because I'm trying to keep the theme of the form, I start to do this in my figure 8, and I don't want to do that because if I was to pull him, I'm going to be hitting the top of the head. So a better way to be to hit with the uppercut, change it to a line. But even better, I don't want to hit this target, so I'm going to pull to the side and hit to the temple, using opposing forces instead of the figure 8. Because again, we're sticking to efficiency, not the theme of form 4. So from here, this is where we would go back to the form, where we would go kick, plant, poke. That's the timing for the form. Again, not the timing you have to do on the execution. So from here, again, we check the arm, get the kick and the poke, and then we're going to do threading, or trapping, which is a form of contouring, but we're contouring our own arm. So I'm using my arm to get to the other eye. Right, so we're contouring. This is where the technique ends. This is the middle. I can just leave. That's what's in the form. But we're going to go to the suffix part of the technique, where now I'm here, and we add the rest of it, which would be my right leg's going to do the sweep, take him to the ground so that we can pick up a category with our legs. So the thing that can go wrong here with the legs is you try to execute them like chicken kicks, where I'm kicking, and then they're both done without a base. The idea is that I want to have a base. This is a stomping side kick. So it's got to go down. I want to deliver backup mounts on a vertical, right? Using gravitational marriage. So I do my front kick. I want to hop switch and use that to be able to stomp. Now keep in mind, this can go in a couple different places. You can go to the groin, you can go to the body, or you can go to the head, depending on how close you are to your opponent and your size in relationship to their size. Up. We're going to do another quick walkthrough, a little bit quicker. So again, this is for a right punch and kick combination. I get the block, deliver the strike, as the poke, get behind them, do your double punch, bend them down for the uppercut, clear the arm, sweep, poke, poke, do the takedown, and then do my kicks with the base so I can drop using my knee to get the stomp. And remember, it's a stomping side kick, not a stomp. If you were going to do a stomp, you would have to do weight transfer. We're not doing weight transfer. We're keeping all our weight on the left leg to deliver the stomp. So we're going to do it a little bit quicker without the explanation. Up. We hope this video helps you. Thank you very much.